Hi there, welcome to the Old Guy Rules. So, here I am, sitting on my terrace. And that's because the police have just come in to our bar and closed us down. We understand that it's a necessary evil, if you like. But I have to say, the police that came to see us tonight were absolutely brilliant. It's just a foregone conclusion that the bar has to close, and in fact all of Spain has to close, and it's just to keep us safe. We are going to document our self-isolation over the next couple of weeks, and we're going to keep 60s Bar alive, if only on the internet. Guys, whatever you do, stay safe, ride the storm, and we'll be fine. Stand by, 2 weeks worth of me talking to you. You're gonna get so miffed. So good day everyone, welcome to day one of lockdown, and with nothing to do, we cancelled all the alarms last night, and we managed a great lie-in this morning. It's around about 10:30ish now, could be a little bit later, hang on, it's 11:15, and this is my first lockdown brew. So we've got 14-15 days of lockdown. That's extensively not going out of the house. There's me, my wife, and my son, who's 15. We were a bit worried about him until we sat and realised that he's been virtually on self-lockdown since he got his PS4, because we never see him come out of the bedroom unless it's for something to eat or to pop to the loo. Now, last night, a bit of a shock when you see 3 policemen with masks walking into your bar and ordering you to close instantly without, can I let people finish the drinks? No, you close now. Turn the music off, shut your doors, you're on lockdown. But I've got to say, the guys that came were absolutely brilliant, and at the end of the day, they're just following orders and doing the job. So what's happened this morning? Well, I've been sat here for about 10 minutes. It is a little bit quiet. There are no roadworks because the square where we live is undergoing a refurbishment programme, but there are no workmen, so it's really quite quiet. But when you look around, not really that much has changed at the moment. In the mountains I can see a series of roads, and there are quite a lot of traffic. There is quite a lot of traffic travelling up and down the roads, so there are people out and about. There are a group of 3 people here, all with dogs, using dog walking as an excuse to get out, stretch the legs, take a bit of fresh air. And I can see a group of 4 ladies just down the road, all with shopping bags. So people are moving around, but this is just day one, and it's a very difficult thing to come to terms with, being locked in one place. I myself, I have to go to the bar later, because when we got locked down last night, it was instant. Haven't had time at all to clean up, so I can do that. I can travel to work and from work, but further than that, we must self-isolate and stay in our house. A little bit later on, I'm going to be sat by the computer. We're going to have a look at the current state of things, and we'll keep our eye on the numbers across Spain to see if this is actually working, to see if it's bringing down the coronavirus numbers and effectively serving its purpose. So have yourself a good day, and I'll see you periodically through the day with an update. Now, as if the lockdown last night wasn't surreal enough, today started even more surreally. It was like being in a scene from George Orwell's 1984. The first thing that happened was the road cleaners came and washed all of the paths, and the air smelt of a disinfectant. They seemed to be leaving absolutely nothing to chance. Around about half hour after the road had been cleaned, this happened.
Siguiendo las indicaciones de las autoridades sanitarias, todos los ciudadanos deben permanecer en su domicilio. Frenar la epidemia es responsabilidad de todos. Quédate en casa, por ti y por mí. Following the instructions of the high authorities, all citizens must remain at home. Stopping the epidemic is everyone's responsibility. Stay at home, for you and for me.
And whether it was coincidence or not, in our street there was a small kerfuffle. Now, sticking strictly to the guidelines of the curfew, I had the opportunity to go down into Los Gigantes, and it was an eerily quiet place. Chairs and tables had been taken in. There was hardly anyone around, and it certainly didn't Gigantes that I know. And the sad thing is, this is the way it's going to remain for at least the next 2 weeks. One heartwarming thing that has happened today is that there was a Facebook incentive to encourage people to go onto the balconies in their gardens or lean out of their windows and give a round of applause for the health workers at 7 o'clock this evening. And it was quite moving to see that everyone in our area complied with the request. So that's it, end of day one of our lockdown. I have to say though, for me and my wife, it's not that bad, because since we met, we've lived and worked together virtually 24 hours a day. But I do realise that there are people that are going to struggle. All you have to do is be patient, but most of all, be safe. Now I've got my computer on here, and I can tell you, according to, and I'm sure she won't mind me referencing her site, because I think she's one of the trusted suppliers of information in this particular case, Janet Anscombe's site. This was an update from 3 o'clock. Sunny Dad says that Tenerife now has 12 more active cases than yesterday, bringing our total to 70. Gran Canaria has 3 more with 19, the 2 more in La Palma, where there are now 5, and Lanzarote remains on 3. So these are the figures we're going to be looking at. Basically, Tenerife is up to 70 active cases of coronavirus, and hopefully the lockdown will help bring those numbers down. Now, people have been asking, what happens if you actually go out? Well, here's the answer. Police say that failure to comply with the measures employed under the powers of the state emergency is considered a serious offence. It's a distinct legal category and can lead to fines of up to €100. Now that sounds relatively insignificant, but the top level for repeated disobedience is a fine of up to €60,000, summary detention for 10 days, and imprisonment for up to 4 years. So it's a very serious situation in which we find ourselves. This series of videos is going to be our personal experience of self-isolation. It's not going to apply to everyone, but this is how me and my family are dealing with it, and we're going to try and report as often as we can over the next 2 weeks. Now, we've been using 2 hashtags on Facebook, and if you want to find our posts, just simply use one of these hashtags. It's either hashtag be safe or hashtag ride the storm. All of our hashtag descriptions will be below in the description box. Hopefully I'll see you on day 2. Be safe, ride the storm, and stay tuned to the old guy rules.